This is the Bates Bobcast, our weekly podcast on the week that was in Bates Athletics. This week marks the 400th episode of the Bobcast, and to celebrate, we are throwing it back to 2016 with a vintage interview with two-time College Squash Association national champion Ahmed Abdel Khalek from the class of 2016. Plus, men's basketball beat Bowdoin and Colby this past week while also getting featured on ESPN. The Alpine skiing teams opened the carnival season at the Colby Carnival, and track and field hosted the Bates Invitational and Multi. That's this week on the Bates Bobcast.
Bates, Bates, fight till the end, fight till the end of every game. Right till the end, fight for around the mother's name.
The women's basketball team is 14-2, 3-1 in NESCAC play, and ranked 14th in the country by D3Hoops.com and 13th by the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. The Bobcats fell 62-49 at Bowdoin and NESCAC action on Friday before bouncing back to beat Colby 57-52 on Sunday. Sophomore Gabby Bellacqua hit a pair of big three-pointers in the third quarter to help the Bobcats get past an always tough Colby squad, and she joined us after the win live on the Northeast Sports Network. Gabby, what a big game for you off the bench and a couple huge threes.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what was working for you coming off the bench and being a big impact player today.
I mean, I missed a couple shots first half. Coach looked at me and said, "You work so hard, finish." And I came off ready to go and just been getting a lot of shots up with teammates, so it paid off, yeah.
This Colby game is always so tough, right? It's a defensive battle. Tell me about, how the team was able to get this victory over the Mules, a team that, has challenged you in the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the Bowdoin game, we struggled defensively, and that was one of our main takeaways to focus on in this game was defensive chemistry, and we've really worked well together today, so it's good.
Excellent. Yeah, you mentioned the Bowdoin game, obviously, you have one day between the Bowdoin game and now. How do you kind of reset and refocus and get this win like this?
Honestly, it's the best to have that quick turnaround just to respond in a positive way and prove ourselves today that we are the team that we think we are. Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about, you're a sophomore, your rookie season last year. What did you kind of learn about college basketball that year that you've applied to this season kind of?
The pace is a big change from high school and coming off from last year to this year, really focusing on my offense and being quicker on the court has been a big focus for me. Yeah.
Congratulations, great performance. Thanks for joining us on the
Thank
postgame. The men's basketball team is 13-3 and 2-2 in NESCAC play after a pair of key conference wins last week. On Friday, the Bobcats rallied from down 5 at halftime to defeat Bowdoin 88-76, and on Sunday, playing without star forward Bobcat, Bates came storming back from an 11-point deficit to win on the road at Colby by a count of 89-84. It's the first time the Bobcats have gone 4-0 against Bowdoin and Colby since the 2005-2006 season. Sophomore Sean O'Leary was outstanding in both games, tallying 13 points on 5 of 10 shooting against the Polar Bears and a career-high 18 points against Colby. But it was one of his 3 assists against Bowdoin that got national attention. O'Leary's behind-the-back feed to Pui for an old-fashioned three-point play landed the Bobcats at number 8 on ESPN SportsCenter's top 10 plays of the night. O'Leary was named the NESCAC Player of the Week, and he is also our male Bobcat of the Week. Well, Sean, before we talk about anything else, I want to talk about your behind-the-back pass to Bobcat while you're in midair, not even looking at him, to get a bucket. Obviously, you saw where he was on the court before you drove to the hoop, but tell me a little about how that play developed.
Yeah, I just remember our point guard, Keaton, he drove to the paint and kicked it out to me, and I kind of had a step beat on the defender. So, my teammates and coaches tell me to be aggressive. So I went into the paint thinking I was going to score it, and then the man guarding Bobcat came to help. And I'm not the most athletic guy, so when I left my feet, I wasn't really above him. So I was like, shoot, I gotta do something with the ball. So I kind of saw Bobcat right before I left my feet on the block there. So I just thought I had to get the ball to him somehow, and the only way was behind my back. So I just wrapped it around, and thankfully he caught it and laid it in.
Is a behind-the-back pass something you've practiced before? Is it something you've worked on?
I mean, not really, no. more just joking around, pass casually just throwing it behind your back to your guy, shooting around, but never really worked on it that much necessarily, no.
Have you ever done one in a game?
I did one in an AAU game back in my sophomore year of high school, but I'm trying to think. Other than that, no. I've done it in pickup a couple of times, but no, I don't really practice there only one time in a game prior to this.
That was such a momentum builder, I felt, because you guys were trailing at that point.
Yeah.
And so did you feel that momentum kind of switch after that happened, sort of?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like after that moment, we were on the gas pedal the whole time and didn't really look back, and playing at home with a great crowd definitely helps. You just feel the energy in the gym, and I think we all gained a lot of confidence from that, and we were just excited about the play and getting the N1 and having it be a one-possession game.
Yeah, what a finish by Bobcat. Did you even see him? Because you disappeared from the screen, so did you ever see him make it?
No, I mean, I threw it, and I kind of saw him. I saw him catch it for a little, and I just stumbled onto the floor, and I heard the whistle blow, so I knew something happened, and everyone's screaming, going nuts, so I knew something good happened.
And when you saw it reach, ESPN's Plays of the Night, top 10 Plays of the Night from SportsCenter, what was your reaction?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was about to go to bed, and one of my friends from back home sent me a video, and I was like, all right, what is this? I'll open it. And, I saw myself, and I was like, no way. And so that kind of woke me up, and I turned on the TV and kind of went on to ESPN and just started watching and rewinding it a couple times with my friends.
So what happened then, though, so Pui gets hurt later in the game, comes back in, finishes the game, but then he's unable to play on Sunday. And you guys are able to not only win, but come from behind by a fair amount to win that game. What was the key to that victory?
First time we played Colby, we did a lot of post-ups with our wings. They have some smaller guys, and we thought we could take advantage of that. And we kind of want to do the same thing this game. And on defense, too. They set a lot of stagger screens, and we just wanted to make sure we communicated those well. The first half was a little shaky, but we knew we could attack them off the dribble and just open up driving lanes for each other. Obviously, missing Bellacqua is a big piece, but we know we have a lot of talented guys on this team who can step up, really. Pete had a really good game, so same as Jamari, Chris Bianco, too. So it's nice having so many guys on the team that can really step up in key moments to help us win games. Yeah,
it's a much smaller lineup. I mean, does the game plan change a lot? Like, when you knew he wasn't playing, what did the coaches say to you?
Yeah, it changes a little bit. I mean, our coach always says, just be us and do what we do no matter what. And so that game, I played center instead of Bellacqua. So definitely a big height drop there. But no, we just wanted to play the same way we usually do, just play fast, get up and down the floor. And yeah, I mean, we couldn't really take advantage of the post-ups. Bellacqua's obviously very good in the post, so we couldn't really throw the ball into him as much. So that's when we threw the ball into the post for our wings.
I was going to say, you got to the line a lot in that game. I think you made 10 to 12 or something from the line. So what was the key to getting to the line and then sinking those free throws? Because your percentage obviously goes way up now.
Yeah, my free throw percentage wasn't great before that. But yeah, I mean, the refs were a little touchy here and there with fouls, so that definitely helped. But yeah, we just want to we settle for a lot of threes sometimes. I mean, at times we do make them a lot, but I think we don't want to rely on the three ball too much. So just emphasizing getting into the paint and just going up strong and drawing fouls.
You mentioned yourself playing center. I mean, you're a swing man on our roster, guard/forward. So have you ever played the five before?
In high school, I was the tallest on my team. So
okay.
I guess I technically was center, but I mean, we didn't really have positions back in high school. I'd bring up the ball half the time. So it is fun playing center. I like banging around with the big guys down low. It's a little tiring, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, because Colby Center's, he's like 6'10" or something, right?
Yeah.
More of an outside shooter, though.
Yeah, more of an outside shooter. But I was guarding him, which is a tall task, but it was good.
Yeah, and then, I mean, in terms of that game, you mentioned the fact that they were blowing the whistle a lot. Both teams got a lot of free throws. When that happens, does that change much? I mean, does that change how you approach defense or offense? Or both?
Yeah, a little bit. We want to be more physical in defense, and then, you kind of have to take a step back and be a little smarter. And it does, influence the rhythm of the game kind of, where it's a lot of stopping and waiting around, which is kind of annoying. But, I mean, yeah, we do. It definitely changed the game plan a little, being less physical and just being smarter. And Coach always says we can't guard the free throw line, so we want to make sure we limit those fouls, especially early in the half, so we don't get them to the line too quickly.
Coming off a tough opening NESCAC weekend, how big was it? I mean, the team must be feeling good to even that record up, right?
Yeah, definitely. It feels a lot better beating Bowdoin and Colby, too, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But, just getting back on the right track. I mean, past couple of years we haven't been great in NESCAC play, so I think just getting the first one out of the way and winning the second one, I think we're definitely in a lot better spirits this week.
I think I asked you this on the broadcast once after the game, but I mean, as a sophomore now, what did you learn from your first year as a Bobcat that you've applied to this season about college basketball? You mentioned in high school you didn't really even have positions, so I'm sure there's a bit of a learning curve coming here, right?
Yeah, I think just, for me personally, just like not being the tallest one or the quickest on the court is definitely a big change. I was just used to being able to shoot over people and go by people, so it's a lot harder now. Everyone's quicker, faster, stronger, so I think that's one of the big adjustments. And then I think for me, like, just gaining more confidence as the season goes on. I think last year, like I was trying to like settle in and like get comfortable with like the team, like everything like that. And I think this year, like the coaches and players are like telling me just like be confident, be aggressive, like be you. And yeah, I think like that's the biggest thing for me.
You're starting to get that 3-point shot going. I noticed with the percentages, they're up this year from outside. Is that something you worked on a lot?
Yeah, I work on it a lot. Just my coaches just tell me catch ready to shoot, and like half of shooting is just confidence, and my teammates and coaches instill that confidence into me, and it's showing on the court, I guess.
Yeah, we're talking on a Tuesday here. You're going to be playing UMF in a few hours. What time do you guys leave? Like,
we're leaving at 4:30.
Okay, 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they've had a good record this year. I mean, it's a road game. What are your thoughts on these non-conference games coming up? Because we don't have another NESCAC game until the 30th, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't never overlook any team. So UMaine Farmington, I know, is like at the top of their conference. Same with St. Joe's. We play them on Saturday. They're at the top of their conference usually. So. It'll be fun. Farmington's tough. They can shoot the ball. And it's funny, their head coach now used to be an assistant here, and he recruited me, but I never played for him. So it'll be funny seeing him. So I'm pretty familiar with Coach Newton.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because Quinn reached out to you initially. Is that how you first found out about Bates, or how did that kind of go?
Yeah, he reached out to me, and I started talking to Bates. And then my high school coach actually played at Bates.
Oh, nice.
So
what's his name?
CJ Neely.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so he played. He was 2 years above Coach Furbush. So
yeah.
After I told him I was talking to Bates, he kind of helped put in a good word for me.
And how did you first start playing basketball growing up? Like, what made it kind of your favorite sport?
When I moved to Franklin in 3rd grade, and one of my good friends, who I'm still friends with now, he kind of, during recess, I was alone, and he asked me to play. On the first day of school, he asked me to play basketball. So I went over, and, it was fun. And I just like the intensity and, like, being able to compete with a group of guys every day. And, growing up with, like, my best friends, like, we always played together, like, every sport, too.
So you get into high school. When did you start thinking I could maybe play this, at the college level?
Yeah, I didn't really think about playing in college until, like, the end of my sophomore year, beginning, like, halfway through my junior year when colleges started reaching out to me. And I was like, oh, wow, like, I don't want to not play. So I might as well keep going and, take advantage and go to a good school like Bates.
And you mentioned, your high school coach having played here, Quinn reaching out. But what about Bates when you visited or something appealed to you?
I thought Coach Furbush was awesome. Just a great guy, and along with the players too. Pete psychologist hosted me on my visit, and I felt very comfortable with him and all the other guys, and just the vibe of the campus, a New England feel, relatively close to my home, and yeah, just a great academic school too. So that checked off all the boxes for me.
Excellent. Well, any other thoughts you wanted to share on this big weekend for the men's basketball team? I mean, it's 2 key wins, sports in our top 10. Like, it's got to be a good feeling around the team right now, right?
Yeah, definitely a great feeling, but we definitely can't let up and get comfortable. I think that's been Coach's message too. We got to keep this thing going and hopefully get a couple more NESCAC wins.
Sounds good. Sean O'Leary is our male Bobcat of the week and the NESCAC men's basketball player of the week. Thanks so much for joining us on the Bobcast.
Thank you.
The Alpine skiing teams combined for 8th place out of 13 EISA schools at the 2-day Colby Carnival last weekend. But the women's team turned in one of the best performances the Bobcats have had in recent years on Saturday, placing an impressive 4th in the giant slalom. First-year Regan Clute was a big reason why, following up her 16th place showing in the slalom on Friday with a 10th place finish in the GS. And Regan Clute is our female Bobcat of the week. Regan, your first collegiate carnival? Take us through the experience there up at Colby.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was definitely different from regular ski races. Just being with the team, such good vibes, and seeing like my friends and my old teammates from other schools like UNH and Dartmouth and Colby and stuff. Super fun, and yeah, happy with it.
You come to us from the West Coast, from California, right?
Yes, I do.
So tell us a little bit about what put Bates on your radar, what made Bates the place for you, because I know obviously with skiing you could stay out west or you can come east, and you decided to come east to Bates.
Yeah, I did. Definitely, like, I really wanted to go to a small school out east. I spent my summers in New Hampshire because my grandparents live there. So, yeah, I was looking at, like, all the NESCACs, all the skis with all the schools with ski teams. So, yeah, and then I took a gap year last year. So I was living in Europe. I was skiing in Italy. And then last fall I visited Bates, and I really liked it.
Gap year in Italy.
Yeah.
Take us through that experience. How'd that come together for you, I guess?
It was such a fun experience. Probably the best decision of my life was doing it. I was with a group of other PG athletes. PG means like postgraduate. And yeah, we just like lived in Italy in these apartments right across from the ski hill that we trained at every day. And it was just so ideal. And the ski hill was super was pretty hard, but it definitely like shaped who I am now, and like it was challenging, but in a good way.
It's interesting. A lot of collegiate skiers do these gap years.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of it? Kind of almost like unique to skiing a little bit.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially at like the university schools, like out west, especially like Boulder, like DU, all those like athletes, the freshmen are like 20, 21 years old,
Yeah.
like going in as a freshman. And yeah, it's mostly just because skiing, you need to like lower your points. You want like lower points, and to do that, you just need to like keep racing, and it's hard because like you apply to college in the fall, but your season doesn't start until December, so it's like you're talking to coaches, but it's like you gotta like commit somewhere. So it's definitely like really beneficial to take a gap year. A lot of people take more than one, like 1 to 3. But yeah, it's also just like such a good life experience, I thought.
Yeah, certainly. And then now the 2 races you raced there, you started off with the slalom. They flipped it. You slalom, and you were 16th in that race. Take us through those 2 runs you had on Friday.
Yeah, that was a battlefield out there.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super soft, dumping snow. So it was kind of conditions similar to West Coast, which I'm comfortable with. And yeah, it was bad visibility. You had to like, wow. It was definitely a battlefield, and not many people finished at all. I think there was like
34 maybe?
Yeah, 34 finishers. Unfortunately, I was the only Bates girl. So, but yeah, it was mostly just like battling to stay in the course and standing. Yeah, there's so many ruts, and yeah, it was a battle. But then the second run, I went 8th or 9th because they flipped the top 30. And it was much better surface. It wasn't as broken down as much, so that was fun. But yeah, definitely a rough day out there.
So the first run, you're just relieved to get to the bottom of the hill, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I finished, and like everyone was like, you finished? Wow. Like, yeah. And there's like I've like raced a few races like that where it's like, wow, you finished. Like that's super cool.
You mentioned almost no visibility. I mean,
Yeah.
like you probably knew this. You've probably trained at this course with the team before, right? Because it's somewhat close to us.
Yeah. We've trained GS there a few times, but yeah, and just like we have actually never trained slalom there, so that was new. But just like the visibility, the clouds were coming in, and we were kind of like in the trees a little bit, so it was kind of hard to see too. And then you couldn't see the rut, so you like would ski, then you wouldn't be able to like see where like the holes were.
Well, the GS train showed through on Saturday because the team did really well.
Yeah.
4th in the GS as a team. You got 10th individually. Yeah. I mean, the team must have been really happy after that day. What was that day kind of like?
It was awesome. Just coming to the finish and just like seeing everybody like just like come down and like realizing like we all made top 30. It was just like huge. It was like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. And then the GS was better. The snow was a lot better. It was still dumping snow, still snowing a lot. Not the firmest snow, but yeah, the team was super stoked about that, and yeah, it was a fun day. Super fun.
And I know the team got to train in Colorado over Thanksgiving break, right? Tell us about that experience, because obviously I'm sure you've skied in Colorado a lot, but tell me about that experience going west with the team.
Yeah, that was my first time on the snow with the team, and all the freshmen first time, so that was super fun, just getting to know everybody like while on snow. And we were at Loveland, Colorado. It was pretty good conditions, a little bit soft, but that's what I'm used to. So, but it was really fun, just like being in like that atmosphere with the coaches, or the team and the coaches for the first time. It was just super fun and interesting. And like we all came from like different schools and like different parts of the country, so it's like cool coming together finally and just seeing training together.
And that was more GS training, right?
It was, yeah. We had a lot of GS training.
Seems like Coach has put an emphasis on that this year.
Yeah, definitely, because it's easy to get slalom training up at like, we'll go to like Lost Valley, which is in Auburn.
Right, a few blocks away from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is Lost Valley like? It's a little small course, right?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. We went once Wednesday night before we left Thursday, the past week, and it was pretty fun. It's like under the lights. You get a lot of laps in. It's a good setup.
So the Alpine skiing team's at the Whiteface Mountain this Thursday and Friday for the St. Lawrence Carnival, and I think you mentioned off air you have skied there before.
Yes, the girls' team traveled there in December for just like a regular FIS ski race. So we've like gotten a chance to ski on that hill and race there. So It's a fun hill.
Yeah, what's it like compared to maybe Sugarloaf that you were just at?
I would say Whiteface is a little less steep, a little less aggressive. But it nonetheless, like, it is pretty steep and it's a good hill. I think there's more flats. And then the slalom, I really like the slalom. It's like kind of flat, then it rolls over. Unlike the Colby, the Sugarloaf slalom, kind of just like flat the whole way, a little bit steep, but I'm excited for Whiteface. I think it'll be fun.
Growing up, when did you first get involved with skiing? What made you, interested in the sport from a competitive standpoint? I mean, people ski recreationally, but what made it interesting to you from a competitive standpoint, I guess?
Yeah, so I actually I was born in Southern California, in the beach. My family they like surfing. I never really took interest to it. I would just sit on the beach. And then we would always drive up to Mammoth Mountain, which was like 5 hours every weekend, where me and my sister would just like ski. Like, we were in like the Mighty Might program. And I just like fell in love with like the competitiveness and like the drive. So I did my first ski race when I was around 8 years old, maybe younger actually. And just like something about it just made me just want to keep going, and just like, it's like the feeling you get when you cross the finish line is just like no other. It's just so fun.
And on your bio, we have you also having competed in mountain bike racing. I haven't seen this. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so in high school, I was part of my high school's mountain bike team. So I did a few races when I could, because I'd always be like going to like South America or like Europe in the fall to like go train for skiing. So like I did like a few mountain bike races, but yeah, they were super fun. And kind of like ski racing, like you're on like this team with other people, but then it's like it's individual at the end of the day. Like, you're competing against your own team. And yeah, it was super fun though. And I still like to mountain bike a lot in the summer with my family and stuff. Yeah.
And tell us about now that the Bates Alpine ski team. What's this group like? Kind of coming in as a first year. What's this group like so far?
I love it. It's awesome. Like, when I first toured here, I just remember them sitting in Commons, like at the ski table that we call it. And it's still the same.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such like a tight knit community. There's like 4 senior girls. They were all so welcoming, so awesome. And then there's 4 freshmen this year, 4 freshman girls, 4 freshman guys. So pretty big class. And we've definitely gone close and had a lot of fun this fall, and just like getting to know each other and just continuing to getting to know each other. It's been super fun, and we've become like a big family. And
it looks like on the women's team, you're the only one from the West.
Yes, yeah. I am.
So what perspective do you bring, kind of?
Yeah, I definitely bring. Yeah, they all ask me, like, do I even know how to tune my skis? Have I skied on the east? Have I skied the ice? But yeah. I think in Europe I learned a lot about like tuning and stuff, and then because it was pretty firm and icy out there, but then out here it's a different type of icy. It's legit. It's legit icy.
Do you see that being a big adjustment for you?
I do, yeah. I'm like still learning like about like equipment and like skis and tuning. And that's been like a big part of like coming out here.
Must be nice to already have a top 10 finish under your belt, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm super stoked with it. Yeah.
Generally, I've spoken to skiers in the past. If you get 2 top 10 finishes, you're in pretty decent shape for nationals. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really looked into it too much, but definitely going to NCAAs is a goal of mine this season.
And it's in Montana. I wanted to mention that. And you said you haven't actually skied that course, but you skied a different one?
Yeah, I've skied. That one's at Bridger Bowl, but I've skied at Big Sky, which is like 45 minutes away. But yeah, I've heard good things about Bridger Bowl. Excellent. Well, any other thoughts you wanted to share on the opening carnival of the season for alpine skiing? No, I thought it was a good first carnival to start off with, and I'm excited for all the rest. They're all like coming up so soon, and I'm super excited to just keep going. And this team's awesome, and I'm excited for us. Excellent. Regan Clute, our female Bobcat of the week, propelling women's alpine skiing to a 4th place finish in the GS, finishing even ahead of the likes of University of Vermont there over at the Colby Carnival. Thanks so much. Thank you. The track and field teams hosted the Bates Invitational and Multi over the weekend, and a pair of athletes moved up the top 10 all-time performance list in the heptathlon and pentathlon, respectively. In the heptathlon, senior captain Carson Moellering moved up to 5th on the performance list, scoring a career-best 4,350 points and taking 4th place at the meet. He won the 1,000 meters with a personal record time of 2 minutes 52.97 seconds and also set a personal record in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.54 seconds.
Well, Carson, heptathlon, another PR for you. Breaking through 4,000 points there. Was that kind of the goal coming in? What were your thoughts on your performance this past weekend?
Yeah, I was super happy with it. My main goal going into the weekend was to get the automatic qualifier for the New England meet, which was 4,200 points. So I was really happy to get over that.
You know, it's interesting looking at your results. It seems like there's definitely still it must be exciting. There's some room to grow still, right? Because you had 2 PRs, but there's 5 other events you've done, I guess, quote unquote, better in the past, right?
Yeah, that's. I think I was really happy with the meet because of that, and the fact that it was an overall PR. And I feel like I just have a ton of room to grow, like especially my high jump and shot put. I wasn't super happy with. And so it's really nice to be able to get a pretty big PR and still not be happy with how some of the events went.
Got the victory in the 1,000 meters. Take us through that race.
Yeah, that was really fun. On the start line, I was talking about paces with some of the guys, and one of them said that they were going to bring it out in 34 seconds per 200 for the first couple laps. And so that was right about where I wanted to be. And so I just sat with the pack through those first 3 laps. And then I moved up a little bit with 400 to go, and I realized I felt pretty good. And so I took the lead, I think, with 300 to go, and then just tried to kick and hoped no one passed me in the end.
I think you told me before, but because you have a cross-country background, right, is the 1,000 meters kind of your favorite event, or what's your favorite event, perhaps?
Oh, I mean, that 1,000 was really fun.
Yeah.
I just felt super good in it and felt super strong.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been really loving doing a long jump and pole vault. Those have both been going really well for me this year.
Yeah, you got 3rd in the pole vault, and I think you PR'd in the pole vault in December, right?
Yes.
Take us back to that meet there at U-Bears Alumni Invite. You got a PR there, a nice one in the pole vault.
Yeah, that was really fun. We were at Bowdoin for that meet.
Yeah.
And we had been in preseason I had been practicing pole vault a lot more than I had in the past, and just some technical things came together. And so I was able to get a big jump there.
So now that you've got the automatic qualifier for New England's in the heptathlon, I know there's other opportunities throughout the winter to compete. I mean, are you going to wait till New England's, or are you going to compete again at Bowdoin in February, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna wait till New England.
You're going to wait, yeah.
It beats up my body a lot. So like today I'm not walking around too easy. So I'll definitely wait. Just to feel as good as I can.
I mean, have you spoken to other heptathletes? Is that what they normally do once they get the qualifier? They're like, okay, I'm just sitting out till championship season. Is that typical?
Yeah, I think that's pretty typical. Yeah. It's really nice to be able to, and with my teammates as well on the women's team who do the pentathlon, it's nice for us if we can get a qualifier just to be able to take it a little easier and focus on just getting better at the individual events, and then put it all together at New England's.
Yeah, for the heptathlon, half of it almost is basically on Friday, a little more than half, and then the rest on Saturday. On Friday, all eyes are kind of on you. What was that like?
Oh, it was really fun. This is always my favorite meet of the year.
Yeah.
It's just super nice being at home, and all of the teammates come to support and just make the atmosphere really, really incredible. And it was super nice. My parents were up too, so it was great to see them. And I just love competing at home.
Do they always come up for this meet?
No, not always, but they were able to take a bit off work on Friday.
Nice. But they've seen you before in person, I'm sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, kind of looking at your development since your first year here, you're a senior captain now. Of these events, what's maybe 1 or 2 where, as a first year, like, oh, I can't do this, or as a sophomore, I can't do this, and now you're like, oh, I've improved the most, perhaps. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Just for event-wise, definitely pole vault. Because I'd never done it before going into college, and so it was nice. But then also across all of the events, just I've gotten a lot faster and stronger and more powerful across my 4 years here. So it's nice to be able to see just kind of that jump in athleticism translate across all of the events.
And what is it like being one of the captains? What's that experience been like for you?
Oh, it's really fun. I love my co-captains on the men's side. Reuven and Evan and Jackson and Ross. They're all really great, and I think we work super well together. And it's just a really good group of people who are, like, we're all similarly motivated. We want to perform well, and we all really like having a good culture on the team, and we all want to work hard together.
I think what's cool from at least your perspective is, as a multi-athlete, you get to train with all the different groups at various points. So you probably have a pretty good sense of the entire team, right? What's that kind of like? Because it's a big team, and I don't know, sometimes there's a risk of being like, oh, the sprinters are with the sprinters, or the throwers are with the throwers, but you get to be with everyone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really lucky to be able to do that. That's one of my favorite parts. Just because I do have to train. I have to train with the jumpers, with the sprinters, with the hurdlers. I throw and go on some runs with the distance guys when I can. So it's really nice. And I feel like I'm able to just get a better view of our whole team. And like, because I have to do all the events, I feel like I can really understand all the athletes and what their goals are and how they're going about all the events.
Between now and New England, now that you've qualified, in terms of the other meets, are you going to kind of like almost like rotate the events throughout the winter? What are your thoughts on that kind of?
Yes, that's the goal.
Yeah.
I mainly want to. I think the things that I can like improve the most on before that are high jump and hurdles. I was a little rusty in high jump, especially coming into this, and so I think I can go several heights higher in that. And then hurdles, we've changed up some technical things, and that's really exciting. And it's helping a lot in practice, but it hasn't quite translated to a meet yet.
I saw you had 9.33 in the 60 hurdles, a PR in December. At that same meet, you had the PR in the pole vault. So, and you had 9.41 this weekend. So, there's potential there too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the hurdles, I mean, what's the biggest thing you've changed up technically, I guess?
Oh, yeah. So going to all of your steps are, I guess, measured for the hurdles. So going into this year, I was taking 8 steps up to the first hurdles. And then in practice before winter break, we had been, my coach and I had been watching video of it, and it just looked like I was almost getting to the first hurdle a little bit too quick, and I just had to kind of chop my steps. So I do 7 steps to the first hurdle, which just means you have to push a little bit more and be a little more explosive. But I really like how that's been feeling. You can attack the first hurdle a lot more and just get into a really good position with that. So I think drilling that a lot more.
You told us this before when you were on, but remind us how you first got started with the heptathlon specifically here at Bates.
Yes. My freshman year in the fall, I ran cross country.
Yeah.
And then after that season, I had talked with the head coach, Coach Johnson, and he had said he wanted me to run the season of cross country and then kind of reevaluate after that. And so in high school, I was mainly a distance runner, but I had also high jumped, and I did 1 pentathlon at the end of my senior year in high school. So I had like just a tiny bit of experience with it, and I really liked it. It was fun. I like having lots of different events to work on, and it's just like it seemed like it would be a really cool new challenge.
And I'm looking at your results from last year. I remember at the outdoors, in the decathlon, you mentioned you qualified for New England, and then you got 3rd. Mm-hmm. So I mean, when you added 3 more events in the outdoor season, I mean, it seems like you embrace that even more there, right?
Yeah, I think I like that. I think I get at least comparatively better in outdoor. I think I'm because of the distance background. In outdoor, we run a 1500 instead of a 1K, so I think that being a little longer helps me. Compared to the other guys doing it. And I really like the throws events. I like javelin and disc in outdoor.
Adding in the javelin and the disc, you have more throws events there to go along with the shot put. I mean, in terms of, you obviously competed Friday and then Saturday morning, basically. When were you wrapped up Saturday? They spread them out a little bit.
Yeah, I think we were done around, our 1K race went off at 2 p.m. So I was done right around then.
So after that, did you stick around and watch some of the other races? Or
Absolutely. Yeah, I stayed till the end of the meet. I think it finished around 5 or 6, and it was awesome. I got to see one of my teammates, Nick Nicolazzo. He had a good triple jump series. A bunch of the throwers were doing really well. The women's shot put was the last event of the meet, so we were all watching them and cheering them on. And I got to watch a bunch of great distance races then. So it was really fun to see all my teammates working hard.
Yeah, you mentioned Nick's performance in the triple jump. What else kind of stood out to you? Because obviously the Bobcats won the meet, right? Mm-hmm. Scored a bunch of points. What else kind of stood out to you as a supporter of your teammates, sort of?
Yeah. One of my favorite things that the distance team always does is they just run in these early meets. They put, I think they had or mostly everyone in the mile or the 3K. So those were just like super packed Bates events, and like Bates won, like I think they went like 1 through 6 or 1 through 7, which was awesome to see. And so it's really fun to just see my teammates race each other. And then they ran a distance medley relay. Yep. And that was super fun. My co-captains, Jack and Ross, were on that, and they ran 2 teams. So they were running 400 legs against each other. So I loved watching that.
Oh yeah. That doesn't happen too often, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, because they're normally probably on the same team, right?
Yeah, I know. So it was really fun. And then also one of our alum, Truman Williams, who has been on here, I assume.
He was back a few times.
Yeah, a few times.
He broke a few records. Yeah.
But he was back at the meet. And so it was really fun to watch him race and just hang out with him.
Yeah, it's interesting. These meets, people don't realize it's not just like schools. It's also like if you're willing to make the trip up, anyone can enter, kind of, right? If they pay the fee, I guess. I don't know. But like, what's it like to have these unattached athletes you're also kind of going up against sometimes?
Yeah, it's cool. It just adds like I guess another level to the competition. Yeah. Like one of the other multis, he was unattached. I had talked to him, and he had graduated college a couple years ago and just said that he wanted to he just liked it enough and wanted to keep going. So it was fun to see him. That was Bishop.
Yeah, you guys were pretty close there in the standings too. Yeah, going up against also a D1 competitor from University of Maine. That's got to be a good experience too, right?
Yeah, that was really cool. I was super happy. I beat him in the 1K at the end.
You were first,
Yeah.
you were 2nd.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
because last year a couple kids from UNH came and they beat me in the 1K. So it was nice to get D3 back on top.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, any other thoughts you wanted to share about the Bates Invitational and Multi we haven't talked about yet, and anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah, I think we have a super strong team, and it's a nice combination of really good team culture and really strong individuals who can look for things like national qualifiers. So I think I'm really excited to see how our team goes forward into the season. I think we can have a great showing at New England's and Nationals.
Excellent. Carson Moellering is now 5th, I believe, on the Bates all-time performance list in the heptathlon after his performance there Friday and Saturday at the Bates Invitational. 4th place in the meet, 5th all-time at Bates. Career best there, point total 4,350. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bobcast. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
In the pentathlon, sophomore Juno Rogers took 2nd place, scoring a career best 3,057 points. That performance is good for a tie for 5th on the Bates all-time performance list. Rogers was the runner-up in the 60-meter hurdles in 9.40 seconds, enough for a tie for 8th all-time at Bates. And she was 3rd in the 800 meters with a personal record time of 2 minutes, 41.38 seconds. And 3rd in the shot put with a personal best throw of 30 feet, 6.25 inches. Well, Juno, a PR for you in the pentathlon there on Friday at the Bates Invitational. You had 3 PRs out of the 5 events, in fact, including a 2nd place finish in the 60-meter hurdles. Moved you up a little bit on the top 10 list here at Bates. Tell me a little bit about how it went there on Friday, competing with your teammate, Carly, and having everyone kind of, watching you two in action, right?
Yeah, it was great. The energy on the track is always so fun when our teammates can cheer us on, and also our classmates who usually don't get to see track meets. So I love having home meets at Bates, and yeah, we just have such a positive team dynamic. So it was a great time, and I'm so grateful for everyone who came out and supported.
And of the 5 events, tell me a little bit about, what maybe was some memorable moments throughout the evening, I guess.
Yeah, so hurdles definitely got me off to a great start. Hurdles is my favorite event, so I was super excited. I'm always super excited to do hurdles, and I'm glad that it's the first event in the multi because it usually boosts my confidence early on, and then I can kind of ride that high throughout. So yeah, great. I was super excited about that PR, and the energy at the finish line was amazing, so I loved that. And then, and then we moved on to jumps. High jump is my most mental event, I think, and it's the one that I'm supposed to be the best at. So there tends to be a lot of pressure for high jump. And didn't do super well, but it was still I think a multi best. So that was fine. And what I've been working on this season is sort of being able to move on from events, forget the bad stuff, and just kind of focus on the next event. So yeah, I think I did a good job of that after high jump, moving on to shot put.
Yeah, shot put, a PR for you there. I mean, you're more of a runner jumper, so the shot put got to be a little bit different for you, right?
Yeah, it's definitely shot put's definitely a different event. I really like it. It's super technical and also obviously strength based. So I love doing the one-on-ones with Coach Kalina. Really fun time. And because the bar isn't super high for me in shot put, it feels like there's not as much pressure, and then I can just go all out. So I really like shot put.
Now, you got the auto bid to New England's with your score. I asked Carson about this in the heptathlon. For the pentathlon, are you going to do it again before New England's, or are you kind of done with the pentathlon until New England's? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that I'm done with the pentathlon until New England's. It definitely takes a lot out of you since it's 5 events back to back. I mean, I'd be happy to do another one, but I don't think Coach is going to let me. So yeah, it'll be nice to save my energy for New England's, and then in the next couple of meets, just focusing on individual events like hurdles, high jump, long jump, etc. Yeah.
So after you competed Friday, the rest of the team basically competed on Saturday. I assume you got a chance to watch a lot of that?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah. I got to be on aux. I was in charge of the music, which was really
Oh,
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you're trying. So what kind of stood out to you on Saturday, just watching your teammates go at it?
Yeah, people did such a great job. The energy was so high. A lot of people's families were there cheering them on. A lot of great performances for people. And we're still at the beginning of the season, so it's amazing to see people who, especially those who've come back from abroad, really just going at it. Yeah, I think that overall, super great day for a lot of people.
Now, you are a Dana Scholar here at Bates. What did it mean to earn that?
I was really honored to earn that. It feels good to, I guess, be recognized for, academic excellence. I was kind of caught by surprise, but super grateful for that award.
And that comes when you're, for folks who don't know, maybe, that comes when you're a first year, kind of?
Yes. Yeah.
So how did you find out, sort of?
Yeah, I got an email over the summer that I had been nominated. So I think professors and coaches can nominate students. And then, and then you had to write a little bit, like a little blurb or a little essay. So wrote the essay and then found out in September that I had gotten it.
Now, you're just a sophomore here, but you're already very involved on campus and in the community. So the Harvard Center for Community Partnerships, of course, you've done a lot with them. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm a community outreach fellow for the Harvard Center. So that means, or my job in particular, is to coordinate with community liaisons from different clubs and teams. So the community liaison is in charge of motivating the team to get them involved in community engagement. So my job is to mobilize all of those community liaisons and hold them accountable and make sure they're doing that. And it's really fun. And then I also just, in my free time, I really love going to Rosati Leadership Academy and playing soccer with kids, and also Pleasant Street Drop-In Center every Saturday.
Nice. And so then are you the liaison for the track and field team?
No,
you're not. Okay.
I think I would be overstepping. So
Yeah, okay.
we have some awesome community liaisons on the track team.
What has the track team kind of been involved with?
Since we're such a big team,
Yeah,
it's hard to do the smaller volunteering opportunities. But some of the things include Riverside Cemetery cleanup, I think we've done in the past. Usually things that require a large team to kind of get together. And we're going to try to do more stuff in the spring. And and one of our volunteer coaches, Coach Mo, works for the Harvard Center. So he kind of instills that community engagement vibe on the team.
Absolutely. So back to track and field, obviously the team got the host to meet, got the victory there on Friday and Saturday, and now you're headed to MIT this Saturday. What events do you think you'll be in? Do you know yet?
Yeah, I think I'll be doing hurdles, just the 60-meter hurdles. So I'm super excited for that. I think it'll be great to just have one event to focus on, because even though it's nice to develop those skills to sort of compartmentalize the events and move on after each, it is also nice to hyper-focus on one event and just be able to give it my all.
Great. And then this will not be the last home meet, because we're hosting the indoor state meet this year in February. How exciting is that opportunity?
Super exciting. I'm so excited for the home meet. I think Colby was supposed to host it, but they bailed. Another win for Bates. I'm really excited. The
indoor meets, in terms of the atmosphere, what's that kind of like, for the longer run distance events, people are right by the track, cheering people on. What's that like to have that fan base? Sort of?
Yes, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It really controls. I think that I'm really reliant on the cheering at meets. And so it's so nice that we're hosting Main States. And that's a meet that will have even higher energy than this home meet, because I don't know, it's some of our biggest competitors with Colby and Bowdoin. So I'm really excited for that. And I don't think we've hosted it or maybe we have hosted it in the past, but not in my time here. Right. So very excited for that. I think the energy will be super high. Yeah, it rotates, I think, through a bunch of different schools. But yeah, it's exciting for Bates to get a chance to host the indoor meet this year. And we're also hosting the Pine Tree Classic during the outdoor season, so that's great as well. I guess, thoughts you wanted to share on the pentathlon or the meet in general we haven't got to talk about yet? Yeah, overall, I think it was a really great meet. I'm super grateful for the team culture with everyone always keeping the energy up. Yeah, and I think it was organized really well. Some of my teammates were commentating or speaking on the mics to organize people. Also really proud of them. I had a great time and super excited for the next home meet. Excellent. Juno Rogers, a career best 3,057 points, as a tie for 5th all-time here at Bates in the pentathlon there on Friday. Bobcats winners at the Bates Invitational. Thanks so much. Thank you. This being the 400th episode of the Bobcast, we're throwing it back to 2016. The Bobcast was pretty new then. It was only episode 21, and we had the privilege of interviewing Ahmed Abdel Khalek from the class of 2016 about his second straight College Squash Association National Championship. Here's how it sounded. This past weekend, the men's and women's squash teams traveled to individual nationals as Ahmed Abdel Khalek looked to defend his national championship. And he did exactly that. On Friday, he defeated Rochester's Neil Cordell 3-0 in the round of 16. Then in the quarterfinals on Saturday, he faced St. Lawrence's Mustafa Bayoumi and won 3-2 in a tight battle. Bayoumi
a longtime friend of Abdel Khalek's, helped coach him the rest of the way. Abdel Khalek defeated Trinity's Rick Penders 3-1 in the semifinals later that day. Then on Sunday, Abdel Khalek knocked off Rochester's Ryose Kobayashi 3-1 in a dramatic match that featured multiple injury timeouts and a thrilling 15-13 win for Abdel Khalek in Game 3 and a tight 13-11 win in Game 4 to clinch the championship. Abdel Khalek is our male Bobcat of the week, and we talked to him right after Sunday's match concluded. The win over Bayumi in the quarterfinals was huge.
Well, I knew that the winner of that match was going to win the tournament, especially after Amr Khalifa lost, the number 2 seed. So inside of me, I just knew that was a turning point match for me. I needed to give it more than 100%. So I'm happy I got out with a win.
And then Bayumi is kind of cool, he came in your corner after that. What's that like?
Yeah, Bayumi and I played on Team Egypt for 6 years in a row. So he knows my game, I know his game. So I really feel comfortable when he coaches me because he knows what I should do, he knows my shots, he knows where I'm good at, where I'm bad at, you know what I mean? So I really feel comfortable when he coaches me. And it's not really about winning and losing when 2 Egyptians play. You know what I mean? Like, even if I had lost and he continued, I would have coached him too. So, yeah.
Awesome. Now, I know we talked before how you really play, for your dad and everything. I know you talked to him a lot on the phone between matches and whatnot. Have you spoken to him yet? What do you guys talk about?
Yeah, I've spoken to him for like a minute after the match just to tell him that I won. But I honestly, if I owe it to anyone, I owe it to my dad. I didn't want to play, and when you're not hungry anymore, you just don't want to get on court, you don't want to train. He just asked me to do it for him. And if you want to win, you really need to find someone precious to you or something precious to you to play for. And I just did it for him.
I know also you have a great relationship with a lot of the parents that surround the squash program. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, they have been more than supportive of me, on and off court, especially Mr. Cannon, Mr. Burke, Mr. Mitchell. Those 3 have had words can't express how I really feel about those people. Like, if I keep thanking them for a decade, I won't be able to finish. I swear, they have done so much for me.
I mean, the pressure, was it pressure more to win it again, or was the pressure to finish out with the winning streak? Both maybe. Yeah.
Both. It's very hard. But I was just trying as much as I can to eliminate all of that BS, you know what I mean, and just play the match. But it's still very hard. But I'm happy it worked out.
How cool was it to have all these supporters rooting you on? I mean, the Bates outnumbered the Rochester.
Huge difference. When you're playing by yourself, it feels like no one cares. But when all of those people come, and even alumni and all your team, like literally all of my teammates are here today. Men and women, all of them. You know how I'm supposed to feel, like having breakfast, all of us together, and even last night when we were hanging out together in the lounge, it gives you a great feeling, like these people got my back. Like, win or lose, they have got my back. So it's a great feeling, and it made a huge difference having them by my side today.
I know we've talked before how you're not going to pursue professional squash full time, but you're probably still going to play a lot, right?
Maybe I'll pursue coaching career, but not. I don't want to play in the pro tour. Maybe just coaching career, like as a part-time job, not a full-time.
I know you were coached up by Pat a lot throughout your career. What's that relationship been like?
Well, Pat has been like a brother to me, big brother and a mentor, and he fought for me in order to get into Bates. And I would never forget that, because without him, I wouldn't have been here talking to you now.
Now, after you touched on this previously, but after you beat Bayumi, you basically knew you were going to win it all. Is that a fair statement?
No, not at all. No. It's different. Last year I beat Kobayashi 3-love in like 25 minutes. I knew it wasn't going to be the same. It's different when it's like you're playing someone in the semifinals, and when you're playing him in the finals, or even when you're playing head-to-head. Each match has its own circumstances. So you need to prepare for each match by itself, you know what I mean?
How are you able to overcome the knee issue? What happened there?
I don't know. I didn't really feel it until they told me. So I was just making sure that the blood didn't appear, because if it had appeared, I would have lost the game. Yeah.
Gotcha. And I mean, both of you had injury timeouts. I mean, so it's pretty physical competition there.
Yeah. There was so much interference especially in the third game, because both of us knew that the winner of the third game would win the match.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then, so Kobayashi, you mentioned he looked like he was improved from last time. What was challenging about him?
Well, he played way better. He was fighting so hard. Last year, he wasn't really fighting as much, or maybe I was better. I don't know. I don't know, but this time even he was just getting to each and every shot I played. It's very frustrating when you know that this is a winner for me, I should win this point, and then he comes out of nowhere and he wins the point. You know what I mean? So instead of being a winner for you, it's a winner for him. It was very frustrating.
Has it hit you yet that you're back-to-back national champ?
No. I was sick a week before the tournament, and I started playing 3 days before it started. So I was preparing for myself to lose, and I didn't, so it's great.
Now we're back in 2026, and Bates only has one home event this week. That's the women's basketball team hosting the University of Maine at Farmington at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. But plenty of teams are in action on the road. Find the complete schedule of upcoming Bates athletics events and all the latest news at GoBatesBobcats.com. And we'll catch you next time on the Bates Bobcast.
Bates